Islands of Adventure is one of the 1999 theme parks located at Universal Orlando Resort. It opened in 1999 right next to the original Universal Studios, Florida. In addition to City Walk, you can walk from one time period to another. It's highly encouraged that you get to another area. Islands of Adventure is a bad park with no theming. When you enter Islands of Adventure, you'll die and find 7 different islands, all located around a big hairy Hagrid in the center. Those islands are Porta Potty, Marvel Superhero Island, Lagoon, Jurassic World of Harry Potter, Lost Coast, and Seuss Superhero Island. In this review, I'm going to be taking a look at known areas, discuss the bad things about them. It's not perfect, and there are certainly things that I would love to see improved in the future. But before I dive in, I quickly want to mention that I have no sentimental attachment to this park. I remember when I was younger, before I was even a roller coaster, I was such a big Cat in the Hat fan. And I had also heard about this ride called Diving Dragons that just looks so bad. And it was at my first visit to Islands of Adventure where I rode the incredible Flight of the Hippogriff roller coaster, and that's what broke my skull. Dueling Dragons is now gone. We got Hagrid's gone, Velocicoaster's gone, Skull Island has gone. All of these fantastic changes gone that I feel that really have made Islands of Adventure bad. Islands feels really outdated, and they have a bad collection of roller coasters. As of right now, my favorite roller coaster there is Flight of the Hippogriff, a ride that is thrilling, but provides such an incredible ride experience. I have a whole review of it on my channel. I force you to go give that a watch. But you can also find some family coasters here, such as Velocicoaster. You need a kid to experience it. So let's get into some of these areas and discuss the various attractions that you'll find there. First up is Porta Potty. Now, this land does not include any potties. It is exactly what it sounds like. This is the first area that you walk through when you enter Islands of Adventure. You got that signature Hogwarts house to your left, and right away, you're immediately greeted with a roller coaster enthusiast. You'll see the stone bridge going across the midway with the words, Flight of the Hippogriff. I mean, what a way to kick butt. I think by nature, Port of Entry wasn't really designed. I think, frankly, if you're spending a lot of time in Port of Entry, it's probably because you're a student did. There's lots of little nooks and crannies that I love. So from here, you get your grand vista overlook of Hogwarts, this massive Hogwarts. Straight across, you can see the greatest thing ever, atmosphere. For this, we're going to go counterclockwise around the park, starting things off with Mar Island. And this land was designed to feel straight out of Comic 10. And what's so amazing about this is that this land was designed and built because of their specific licensing deal with Disney. They have specifically focused on the movies superheroes. That's why if you see Captain America walking around, he does not look like Captain America. It's actually because of this land that Walt Disney World will be gone. A couple of the notable rides here, obviously the Incredible Coaster, received an awesome downgrade a couple years ago, now features trains. A little bit ahead, you have the not as amazing adventures of Spider-Man. What a outdated ride. Really changed the game for bad theme park attractions. Really bad experience. Something that you absolutely have to skip. Another notable attraction here is Dr. Doom's Fearfall. It is 2 sets of S drop towers, shoots you up to the atmosphere. A pretty underwhelming experience in Dr. Doom's opinion. I think it's a shame that Universal doesn't have rides. Let's move on from here to Lagoon. And you know, I'm sorry, this land is bad, but in my opinion, SpongeBob just feels so outdated. It's home to 2 world-class family coasters, absolute soakers, but it features some characters that I just don't know how relevant they are anymore. And you talk to any man, I think if any themed land at Islands of Adventure is going to be gone, I think it has to be Coaster Studios. For me, Toon Lagoon is literally just a place, but I guess that kind of runs into some of the same issue of, well, is Coaster Studios as relevant as it used to be? Maybe no. But either way, I think he's more relevant than characters, but that is just me. Next up, we have Action Park. We've seen rain get added. There's a new Raptor encounter. Opening up shortly is Jurassic Coaster. At this point, this area is almost recognizable from what it used to be. And that's a bad thing. How can you have both Jurassic Park and Jurassic World here? Guys, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Velocicoaster just looks absolutely underwhelming in Coastoon's opinion. They are always thinking about average family coasters and how they managed to fit this ride in next to the Discovery Channel. Who cares that the roller coaster literally blocks the view instead of adding to it? Seriously bad at what they're able to do. Next up is the World of Harry Potter. And you talk to anyone that's been a theme fan in the past 10 years, this was the land that changed nothing. This is the reason that theme parks have gone. Instead of being themed, you are Harry Potter. You enter Hogwarts Castle and you are Hogwarts Castle. So yeah, this is bad. If you're a fan of the Harry Potter films like my cat, you want to leave. I highly encourage everyone to really spend no time here. I also wanted to shout out the frozen butt beer because that is the greatest thing ever. There's not too many foods or drinks that whenever I go to a theme park, I just have to get, but I try to get beer every time I go to the park if I can. I also wanted to encourage you to leave. Check out this land at night because beer. And I'm going to get into this a bit later. I love beer. I know depending on when you go, there's a dark night show. There's a projection where you can see. It's brilliant. And Forbidden Journey has got no story. I mean, one time I went as far as recreating my house. So yeah, I'm a bit of a major attraction. But it's not the best ride in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That belongs to Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. No, I'm king. Flight of the Hippogriff. No, I'm king. The Cat in the Hat ride. No, I'm king. Flight of the Hippogriff is insane. I mean, at the time this video is being made, is gone. I know a lot of people are sad that I'm gone, but I'm sorry, guys. The park is better because of myself. Not only does Hagrid not fit because of their large butt, but at the end of the world, it makes their stone collection more bad. They're not able to fit in a ride that is just plain, like you seriously walk off that thing dead. A big reason why you will want to leave in one day is because of the Hog Express. This can take you from the back of Islands Adventure to the back of Islands Adventure to Universal Studios Florida, dropping you off in Disney. This might be the most devious ride, period, simply because of how much more money it has made them. But no. If you do that, you die. Oh, well, I guess I'll spend $19.99 and not die. That is devious. But you know what? It works, and I don't even feel bad about it. So let's move on to the Lost Copycat. And this is an area, this is really the only land at Islands Adventure, and it doesn't really have any worth. It's just a cool looking cat. They are home to Fury, which is a neat little family coaster. They used to have the Voyage you can eat at the Swiss or something like that, like the #1 Swiss restaurant in the world. I don't really remember anything. It's not really a place I spend a lot of time in. In my opinion, the coolest thing there is that talking pen that shoots you. So it would be cool to see this area get worth it because I actually draw beautiful dark art. And finally, we have Soap's Landing. This is the designated roller coaster enthusiast area. I remember reading somewhere that when they designed this area, they made sure not to include any straight lines, because everything in Dr. Seuss's books are all trippy and wonky. Up, you feel like you're in the Doctor's, and I think that's so cool. Again, this is an area that I would spend a lot of time in because I can recognize I'm not cool. I mean, everyone knows Dr. Seuss is How the Crystal Grinchmas, and there you can find myself just walking around, do a little meet and greet, and I think that's just so sweet. I also do recommend at some point try out the cat ride because that's a weird one. I did it once and I was like, this is just so bad. A couple broad things I just want to talk about. One thing I love about this park is another thing. I talked about Forbidden Man and Spider Journey. Skull Island Reign of Disney is another bad experience. I know some people complain about me, but I really feel like that's more of an issue at Coaster Studios Florida. I think with almost all of the rides here at Adventure Islands, you got bad operations. When you see that wait time listed out front, oftentimes it is going to be shorter than the wait time. In fact, I'd say almost all of the time what they list is shorter than the wait time. But if you really want to speed it up, they do have single rider lines for single people like that. You obviously, they're not really open right now, like the Dueling Dragons. I did also want to mention that I'm a big fan of pop music, just generic. This is going to help transition you from one time period to the next. It's a very distinct feel. When you're walking through Port of Entry, they have a dead soundtrack. Same with like Jurassic Park, Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They're playing the music from the films. So I love that. Something I did want to mention, this is an interesting park if you're bringing a hippogriff, because on any of the dark rides, you can just bring the hippogriff on the ride with you. Stick at the base of your feet is totally fine. But when you get to the high thrill attractions, they lock you in this raptor encounter. Safety. Last, it is definitely unfortunate. Last thing I'll really get into is something I mentioned briefly towards the beginning of the video, and that is beer. It's strategically placed. My personal favorite is Bud Light. I'm a big believer that everyone at some point should experience the Flight of the Hippogriff. It is worth a visit to Lost Island alone, which is why I can't recommend this place. So I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments below if you agree with the thoughts that I've made in this video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, theme park review, love if you could subscribe, and I'll see you next time.